Hi everybody and welcome to Semantic HTML. Let's begin. Okay, so let's see what we need to do here. Okay, so there's no task, so you guys can just study the diagram and I'll just continue to the next part of the lesson. Okay, so let's see what we need to do here. Let's see. Okay, in the code editor, find the div element with the attribute ID with the value header and change it to header. Okay, and now note, when changing an opening tag, you must find the corresponding closing tag and change that as well. If you don't, you'll see some red in your code to indicate error. Okay, no problem. So we need to go up here and just type in header. And we'll go down here to the closing tag, right? The closing div tag, and change it to a closing header tag like this, right? Okay, so let's click on run and see if we got that right. Yes, we did. Perfect. And now find the div element with the ID attribute with the value nav and change it to nav, right? So this is basically the same thing. We are going to change a div element to a nav element, right? So let's go up here. This is the one we need to change, and just type in nav, and now go to the closing div tag and change that to nav as well, like this. And we click on run. And we got that right too. So now we can just continue to the next part of the lesson. Okay, now let's see what we need to do here. Let's see. In the code editor, find the div element with the attribute ID with the value main and change it to main. Okay, so we need to go right here and change this div element to a main element, right? So we type in main here, and now we need to find the closing tag of that div element and change that to a main as well, like this. Okay, so now we have the main element here instead of the div element with the ID of main, right? So we can just click on run, and we got it right. Perfect. And now find the div element with the ID of footer and change it to footer. Okay, so we have another div element that we are going to change to another element, in this case footer, the footer element. So we go right here. This is the div element that we need to change, and we type in footer, and now we need to find the corresponding closing div tag of this div element that we are changing and change it to a footer as well, like this. So now we have a closing footer tag right here, right? So we have the whole footer elements. Perfect. So let's click on run and see if we got that right, which I'm guessing we did. Yes, and we can move on to the next part of the lesson. Okay, let's see what's next. In the code, find and replace the div element with the ID of section with the section element, and replace the corresponding closing div tag with a closing with a closing section tag. When removing the div tag, make sure you remove the ID attached to it. Okay, no problem. So we go right here and we need to type section, and then go down here and again type section. Perfect. Let's click on run. Very good. And now let's see what's next. So now encapsulate the H2N paragraph elements with the article element. Okay, so I'll just take the H2 element and the paragraph element, copy them, remove them for a moment, and create the article element. Let's see, article like this. Let's see, article. Perfect. And now inside of the article element, we are going to, paste the H2 and paragraph, the H2 and the paragraph elements, right? So we paste them like this. Let's see, let's just fix that a little bit. There you go. Perfect. And now we can just click on run. And we are done with this part of the lesson. So let's move on to the next part of the lesson. So we click on next. Okay, let's see what we need to do here. Remove the div element with the ID of aside and replace it with the aside element. Don't forget about the closing tag. Okay, no problem. So we go right here and we type aside like this, and then we go down here and again we type in aside like this, and we click on run. Perfect. And now let's move on to the next part of the lesson. Okay, let's see what's next. Create an opening and closing figure tag under the closing section tag. Okay, so we go down here and we type in figure, let's see, figure and figure, let's see, figure like this. Perfect. So we click on run. Now add an image by using the image element within the figure element. Use the following URL as the source for the image. Okay, no problem. So we can just copy the URL that we see right here. So we copy, and now we nest the image element inside of the figure element. So we type in img, oops, like this. And of course we need the source attribute. And now let's paste the URL between the double quotes. There you go. And we click on run. There you go. And now we have an image here of a dog. And now create a Figcaption under create a Figcaption element under the image element and describe the image. Okay, let's do that. So we go right here and type in let's see, Figcaption, and then the closing tag, of course, caption like this. Okay, Figcaption and Figcaption, perfect. And now we can type in an image, let's see, image of a dog like this, an image of a dog. Perfect. Let's click on run. And here is our caption, right under the image, an image of a dog. Perfect. Okay, let's move on to the next part of the lesson. Okay, let's see what we need to do here. So, in the code editor, create an audio tag with the attribute controls directly under the commented line. Okay, let's see where that is. Right here. Okay, so we type in, let's see, audio, and let's create the closing tag to audio. Let's see, there you go. And now we need the controls attribute, so we type controls inside the opening tag of the audio element, and we click on run. There you go. And now add a source for the audio inside the audio tag by using this code. Use the following URL as the source for the audio. Okay, no problem. So we take this line of code, we copy it, and we paste it right here. We nest it right inside the audio element like this. And what we need to do next is just take this URL, copy it, and paste it between the double quotes of the source attribute. So like this, okay? And we click on run. And there you go. Perfect. All right, let's move on to the next part of the lesson. Okay, let's see what's next. Add the following video URL with the attribute controls and wrap it in an opening and closing video tag. Okay, in between the opening and closing video tag, you can add a text that will show up if the video is unable to load. This text is helpful for screen readers as well. Okay, so let's do that. So we can go down here and begin with the opening video tag, and then the closing video tag, and then we can add the source attribute, and of course copy the URL here and paste it inside the double quotes of the source attribute, and let's not forget the controls attribute. And then the text that will show up if the video is unable to load. So we can just type video not supported. There you go. And we click on run. And there is our video. And now add the following GIF or GIF, if that's the way you like to pronounce that word, into your code using the embed tag and the source attribute. Okay, so we go down here and we type in embed like this, and we type in source or src for source attribute, right? And the double quotes. And now let's copy the URL right here and paste it inside the double quotes of the source attribute. There you go. And we click on run. And here is the GIF or GIF, right? Okay, so let's move on to the next part of the lesson. And it looks like, yep, we don't have any more tasks. So we are done with this lesson. So thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the video, found it helpful, I would really appreciate it if you give the video a thumbs up. And of course, make sure to subscribe to the channel for more videos on Codecademy. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.